So here's a linear pattern. Like we talked about, it's linear because our first rate of change is constant. Okay, in other words, it's going down by 3 every time. Okay. What a recursive equation would look like. Again, we need a starting point, so you got to tell me what number to start with. So in this case, the first number in the list is 7. So in Mathlish, we write f of 1 equals 7. Okay. And then to get any other number in the list, we're going to take the one before that, whatever it is, and then subtract 3 from that. So again, the only things that we really care about is that part and that part. Okay, start with 7, subtract 3 every time. Basically, it's kind of like, you could think of it as directions for how to make that list. Okay, so if you didn't have the list of numbers and you knew how to understand this, you would know what list I was talking about without even seeing the actual list. Okay, then the explicit one is the one that you guys seem to all be more comfortable with. We know it's linear, so it's got to be in the form mx plus b. Okay, and don't forget that m stands for slope, which in this case is -3. Okay, and then the b stands for the y-intercept. Okay, and so the y-intercept is, if we were to go backwards, the y-intercept is what y would be across from the x that's 0. Okay? So if we go back here on the left, go back 1, we want to get to 0, like we said, for the intercept. So how would we figure out what would go here if we were to go backwards on the right? Well, instead of subtracting 3, we should add 3. And so that would make this 10 up here. If we were to continue that list, 10, 7, 4, 1. Okay, so that number 10, the number that's across from the 0, that's the y-intercept. And that's how we make the explicit equation. So the -3 came from the pattern, and this came from the y that matched with the 0x. In other words, this 10 is what comes out when you plug in 0.